Oh, here. Yes, I see that. Yeah. Thank you for the reminder. It's pretty normal. It's good. It's warm up. Warm up. Stop. Yeah, you want to do a couple. Just calling the meeting to order for the Hermosa Beach City School District at 5 p.m. Dinah, will you take the roll?
Board Member Gardner.
Present.
Board Member Bove-LaMonica.
Present.
Vice President Clerk Cole.
Present.
3 present, 2 absent.
Thank you, Dinah. Now we'll move on to public comments and communication regarding closed session agenda items. Public comments from the audience to the board for items on closed session. Members of the audience may address the board regarding closed session items. Agenda items, comments from visitors shall not exceed 3 minutes unless waived by a majority of all members of the board. Currently, it does not look like we have any members in the audience. So we're going to move on. Dinah, do you have anyone on virtual comment?
No one is online.
Great. All right, we'll adjourn the meeting until we come back, the closed session.
Night, and welcome to this meeting of the Hermosa Beach City School District. I have, okay, let's start with a roll call. That's why I have an agenda. Dinah?
Board Member Gardner.
Present.
Board Member Bove LaMonica.
Present.
Vice President Clerk Cole.
Present.
President Kluth.
Present.
Board President, one absent.
Thank you very much. We're now going to move to public comments. It's a good thing I have the agenda in front of me. So public comments from the audience to the board for items on closed session. So members of the, oh, we did this. You guys did this while I'm sorry.
I took that part over. We're at open session.
Good, man. The crowd eagerly.
I'm hearing the boos. All right. We're now in open session. So we called order. We did roll to call. Okay. We took information in closed session, nothing else to report out. And so now we can move to the flag salute. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So
So
moved.
moved. Oh, second.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you for the second, Jen. All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Agenda approved. Now we go into public comments. I was jumping around. So members of the audience may address the board on any topic, regardless of whether it is listed on the agenda. However, the board may not discuss issues raised that are not listed on the agenda. Topics not on the agenda that are brought to the board's attention may be investigated by the administration and a report made to the board, either publicly or privately at a future meeting. Comments from visitors shall not exceed 3 minutes per individual speaker unless waived by a majority of all the board members. All right, I seeing nobody in the room, I suspect there are no in-person public comments. Dinah, is there anybody virtual?
No one is online.
All right, with that, we will move on past public comments to hearings. Okay, starting with H01-2425, open public hearing. As required by AB 1200, the board will hold a public hearing on the long-term financial implications of the proposed agreement with the Hermosa Beach Educators Association, certificated and classified units, and with all administrative management confidential, excluding the superintendent's salary. Public comment is requested. Seeing nobody in the room, no public comment in person. Is there any virtual comment?
No one online.
All right. I would like, I'll need a motion then to close the public hearing. So moved. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you for the second, Doug. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to board reports. I'll start to my left. Doug.
Nothing right now.
Okay. Nothing from me then. We'll move on to reports to the board and discussion, moving to our 03-24-25 superintendent reports. Dr. Wiles. Welcome. Way!
So I thought, why not start with a report with my face, large and in charge? So thank you guys for having me tonight. I am very excited. So tonight I want to talk about and share just a quick preview of something that you will be able to find online next week, which will be the full 100-day superintendent entry plan. So why do I need an entry plan? Because quite frankly, I need a roadmap, and a roadmap provides a smooth transition that is transparent, and it's goal-oriented. So there's no question about what I will be doing and engaging myself in for the next 100 days. A first 100 day of anything, like a dating relationship, we're feeling each other out, right? And so we're building relationships, we're building trust. I'm assessing strengths that I'm seeing and hearing in the district, and then I'm also looking for areas of improvement. And then if there is something that I can implement quickly that saves staff time, that saves teachers' time, then we want to get those strategies up and going for the benefit of our kids. So the 100-day plan for me is really rooted in 3 very clear personal beliefs. These are my core values. One is excellence. We're in the teaching and learning business. We are here for students and student achievement. So I believe that excellence is achieved through providing students rich, rigorous learning experiences, all students, opportunities for creative thinking, opportunities for productive struggle, and student-to-student collaboration. I also believe that it's achieved through rigorous, culturally relevant teaching opportunities for our kids and holding high expectations for everyone, with the idea that students learn best when their social emotional needs are met. Second core value is equity. And for me, this is the idea that our classrooms are windows and doors for our students, how they see themselves, how they see their cultures or their histories, are all of those things represented and relevant in the classroom. And when those things are, everybody's welcome, everybody has a place. And then third is integrity. So integrity, I put integrity and community because to me they go together, right? A community trusts you when they know your leader has a high level of integrity. So when I look through conversations that I have with Sylvia and Paula and the team and principals, the number one thing for me is how is this impacting kids? Will it impact kids and can we measure it? And making sure that we are being good stewards of the money and as well as the gifts that our community have entrusted with us. So there's 5 main goals that you're going to find in the more detailed plan. The first one, we're kicking it off tonight, is developing and maintaining a trusting and productive relationship with you as the board of 5 bosses. And so making sure that you trust me and that this is productive. And so what I'm doing is going to work for you as well as the community. Establishing a strong presence in just not the district, not just our schools, but also in the broader community. Looking for ways that we can improve organizational efficiency and effectiveness. We're a very small district. We have a small number of human resources, and so we want to make sure the things that we are doing are actually maximizing people's time. Building public trust and confidence, transparency. I never want the end of 100 days for someone to say, I don't really know what she's thinking with that. It will always be transparent. It will be on paper. It will be communicated. That's really important to me. And then also foster a supportive and positive, effective district climate and culture. And I think when you lead with integrity and very clear communication, it builds the culture within the organization. So that means listening, open listening, active listening. It also means leaning in and being willing to hear the things that may not be popular and then learning. And so I have been engaging with you name the stakeholder. I've probably had lunch or coffee with them over the last several weeks. But there's some just common questions that I always make sure I ask. What are your beliefs? What are your aspirations for Hermosa Beach City School District? What are you most proud of and where do we need to improve? And then how do you define and measure growth? That final one is really important for me because we all measure growth differently. There's ways the state measures growth, but there's also how do our parents measure growth in the district? How do our business partners measure growth in the district? So we have a timeline. This timeline really kind of encompasses taking stock of where we are in the district. So there was a pre-entry phase, and this is just learning, meeting, talking, eating, coffee, eating some more coffee. Eating's probably going to have to stop. Reviewing all of our documents, reviewing our budgets, reviewing our LCAPs, and then really outreach to folks that don't normally connect with district leaders in our schools, and then really engaging our students, our families, our community, and most importantly, our students. I think that's the most exciting thing for in a few days. We're going to have kids around, and that is why we all are in this business. It's why I went to school, to be a teacher. And then my goal from October to January is then to take everything I've learned, and then my goal is to come back to you all at the end of the 100 days, and I'm going to tell you what I've learned, and I'm going to tell you what I think, and I'm going to tell you where I think we need to go from there. So this is going to be available on our district website. There are some commitments through the 100 days, and so what I would say to parents, teachers, staff, board, my team is to hold me accountable, right? I believe in people holding each other accountable, engaging with stakeholders. If there's a stakeholder that I, for some reason, don't intentionally miss, call me out on it. Say, hey, you haven't heard from us, because it is not intentional, but I do want to hear everybody's voices. Interacting purposely, I'm asking a lot of questions right now that start with, tell me why, tell me about, what do I need to understand about X? And then this idea of sharing my insights and thinking. I don't want anybody to walk away from a stakeholder meeting and be like, I wonder what she thinks about what I said. I wonder if what I said is in line with what this person said or this stakeholder group. And so I'm going to be very clear about that. So I look forward. We'll do this again in 100 days, maybe a little less. I think I'm on day 9 that you've been paying me. So in 91 days, we'll come back and we'll talk about this again. So I have 2 more things to report that are not on the presentation. One is a construction update. If anybody has driven by View or Vista, you're going to see these beautiful new bollards in front. They are bright yellow. They will keep our kids safe while they are walking and riding their bikes to school. Please make sure if you're driving that I don't think you can miss them, but just in case you do. A painting is now complete at Vista, and we're excited to share that it's been a lunch table extravaganza across our campuses. So thank you to Jay, and thank you to Nancy and Paula for getting all this done quickly. And the last thing, I just want to do a quick update to the board. In June of 2024, you probably heard either Jason or you heard Sylvia present on the local indicators to the board. These are important, kind of a self-report that goes out. They become part of the California dashboard. And at the time that the reporting, there was some information that just wasn't available from the state, and that information has come in. So the CDE just released and updated the teacher assignment monitoring outcomes from DataQuest just a few weeks ago. And we're presenting it tonight to the board just to let you know, we did have one teacher who was considered out of assignment, meaning the teacher has a credential, they're fully credentialed, but they may not have demonstrated full subject matter competency in the area. And for us, this was a teacher who was associated with one period of an elective. So that's my update.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions or comments on that from the board? All right. Thank you very much. Very excited about the 100-day plan. It is either serendipity or or perhaps intentional that your values seem to align very, very closely with ours.
It's weird how that happens.
Weird how that happens. Fantastic. Okay. Moving on, we have our consent items. So here's where I ask for a motion to approve the consent items.
So moved.
Thank you, Doug.
Second.
Thank you for the second, Jen. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Consent items are approved. Now we move to board action. Okay, starting with item S07, 2425, the Workplace Prevention Plan. Dr. Wiles.
Yes, so this is an action item that is requesting the approval of the Hermosa Beach City Hermosa Beach City School District Workplace Violence Prevention Plan. See if I can get all that out. This plan is a requirement of Senate Bill 553, signed into law on September 20th of 2023, which requires all California employers to take steps to prevent and respond to workplace violence. The legislation then added to the California Labor Code, which requires the adoption of an actual comprehensive plan by the governing board. This is a very highly detailed plan, took a lot of work, so we thank Ms. Gluck for all of her hard work putting this together. Staff recommend you approve the plan.
Any questions or comments?
I'll just second thanking Ms. Gluck as somebody who also just went through putting together one of these plans. It is not fun. It is a lot of work. So thank you.
Good job, Sylvia.
Thank you, Ms. Gluck. If there's no questions, then I'd ask for a motion.
So moved.
Thank you, Doug.
Second.
Thank you, Jen. This is a theme tonight. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, moving on to S08 2425, preschool classroom usage. Dr. Wiles.
Yeah, so this action item is an exciting first step in our desire to expand our current preschool program offering. So as you know, we were excited to bring preschool to the Hermosa Beach community, and the popularity of the program has led to a wait list of families wishing to enroll. So this MOU would allow the Hermosa View Preschool to utilize an additional classroom on our campus and expand to 3 classes. Staff recommend you approve this memorandum of understanding in order for us to begin the process of seeking state approval.
Questions, comments? Motions?
I just have a question in terms of, have we gotten any feedback from our parents from last year about the preschool or their preschool experience? You did.
They love it, and a lot of them are coming back to us for TK and K, and a lot of families are joining us for their second year.
Oh, great. So the kids that we had that are aging out, are almost all of them transitioning over our TK? Are they going to?
Our young 3s are going to be in our 4-year-old preschool class, and then our 4-year-olds are transitioning either to TK or to kindergarten, depending on when their birth date was.
And are almost all of them coming to Hermosa?
Yes.
Oh, that's great news. Okay, that's all. It's
That
just
was the
working.
goal.
That's the goal. That's the program goal. Great.
And what is sort of the demand versus supply situation? Obviously, we're talking about a 3rd class, like, are we turning away hundreds, or what's the situation?
I'd have to follow up with Hannah Ford, for those exact numbers, but we do have enough of a wait list to open up a 3rd classroom. And we have people on the wait list who have just had children and who are not eligible yet to come to preschool, but want to get in the queue, so when they are 3, that they can be out the first on the list.
That sounds very South Bay. I remember getting in line when our baby was like five days old. Okay. And I think the Christmas shopping is already available too. Okay. I don't know. All right. I think we need a motion.
I'm so moved.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. All right, next, we are moving to SO9 2425, updates to board policies and admin regulations. Dr. Wilds.
Yes, so as is our process, Hermosa Beach City School District routinely reviews board policies and administrative regulations to ensure our compliance and adherence to changes in education code, legislative actions, legal decisions, and local needs. So before you this evening are 6 policies/ARs, and staff recommend you approve these updates to board policies.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Where's my notes on this? Is it 1430? No. The one on the preschool? I'm trying to look for the note on which policy that is.
Yep.
Wanted to have the board just have a conversation about thinking about waitlist fees, and if we need to adopt, if we need to just keep the boilerplate language we're having now, but have a longer process to think through how we're talking about fees for waitlisting, and if there's opportunities to provide a lens for equity for families who might need a graduated fee scale for waitlist pieces.
Yeah. So that's a great question. So staff, we can look into that, and we can provide an update in the board, in the Friday update to you all.
I'd be happy to approve. I would make a motion to approve it, but I would like us to have a longer conversation about how we do waitlist fees. If the board's okay with that.
I'm fine with that.
I'm not really sure it's like, I mean, I don't mind the graduated time. I mean, the scale of money for an equity, but I'm not sure I need to discuss the waitlist fees, really.
My take is that I think Maggie's proposing that we can approve this tonight, and that there's going to be a follow-up conversation. And if we wanted to revise that policy at some point, having had that longer conversation, we can do it then.
Absolutely. What we can do is in the Friday update, we'll provide just the outline of the process for waitlist fees and what our current process is. And that way everybody has a baseline for us to discuss.
And then if board members wish to revise the current policy, we can have that, we can put that on the agenda.
Yeah. Good news, more policies are coming back next month. So no
Love
lack of
policies.
opportunity.
Love it.
Okay. All right, with that then,
With that, I make a motion to approve the board policies.
thank you, Maggie. Is there a second? Thank you, Doug. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Policies approved. Moving on to business items, B18, 2425, purchase order for UPK Furniture. Ms. Gluck.
As we look ahead to this next school year, we are planning to increase our UPK enrollment to meet the rising demands from our community. So it is recommended that the Board of Education approve the UPK classroom furniture purchase order.
Great. Any questions, comments? All right. Seeing none.
I move to approve.
Thank you, Maggie.
I second.
Thank you, Jen.
Always love new furniture.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. B19, 2425, consultant agreement, superintendent support services. Dr. Wiles.
Yes, so this action item is my favorite of the night. This is for the approval of a consultant agreement with Chris Steinhauser to provide me with mentoring services in board governance, student services, human resources, facilities, and other leadership needs. Staff recommends you approve this agreement.
Great, and just for the sake of our public, this is a standard part of superintendent contracts that we approved when we hired Dr. Wiles. We're excited to provide the support and glad that you found somebody that you feel good about. Any other questions or comments?
You just go ahead and brag about Chris for just a minute.
Yeah, Chris Steinhauser is probably one of my favorite human beings, but he was a nationally award-winning superintendent from Long Beach. He was a superintendent for 18 years, and he is deeply rooted kind of in the Southern California community. He's also a CSU trustee, so we're going to learn a lot from him.
I think you should try to beat him, 19 years.
We say that, yes.
I will be 71.
Okay,
I won't
it's
be
okay.
able to make
We're
up
okay
the
with that.
stairs. Yeah.
Our campuses are all
Yeah,
flat.
flat.
There's no stairs on our campuses.
I won't make it up V's. We're going to have to put a lift installed.
Okay. Great. Any other questions, comments?
No, I'm just excited about having him in our orbit. It's great. Thank you for bringing him.
Would you like to propose a motion?
I'd like to propose a motion to approve this. Let's get it going.
Second.
Thank you, Doug. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item approved. B20, 2425, consultant agreement, professional development support services. Ms. Bledsoe is named as the speaker.
That'll be me.
Ms. Wiles, go ahead.
Yep.
Dr. Wiles.
So this action item is a consultant agreement to provide professional development services in AI for administration and teaching staff at Hermosa Valley School. To clarify, this action item provides training for teachers in using it to increase their own efficiency, not for student use. That we're this idea of how do we use AI to be more efficient at our jobs, and staff recommend you approve this agreement.
Can you just tell us a little bit about Bianca? Does anybody know? Like what is her background?
So this was negotiated before I came on, and so what I can do is provide it in a Friday update.
Yeah,
I can
just
provide
curious.
I can provide her background. I can get that from Ms. Bledsoe.
Great. Other questions, comments? Motion, if not?
So moved.
Thank you, Doug.
Second.
Thank you, Jen. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. B21, 2425, adopt resolution 01-24-25, authorized signature resolution. Dr. Wiles.
Yes, so this is an annual certification with the Los Angeles County Office of Ed. It just certifies members of the governing board as well as personnel such as a new superintendent to have signature powers and to have those on file with the for employment, contracts, and any sort of funding. So my hiring triggers this resolution, but is normally done following any sort of board reorganization. Staff recommends you approve this resolution.
Any questions? This one seems pretty straightforward. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Jen.
Second.
Thank you, Doug. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Moving on, last two items, personnel, P09-2425, temporary assignment for departmental classes, resolution 02-2425. Dr. Wiles.
Yes, so this is actually cleaning up that TMAO that we reported on earlier. So this item is a resolution in accordance with Ed Code 44256 to allow for a teacher with a multiple subject credential to teach an elective course in video production. Staff recommends you approve this resolution.
So moved. I don't know. Sorry.
Second.
Skip the formalities.
No, I mean, if you want, if anybody has a question, sorry. Moving it on.
I love the spirit. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Last item, P10-2425, AB 1200 health benefit cap contribution increase and agreement for one-time off-schedule payment from district to eligible employees. Dr. Wilds.
All right, last one is a follow-up to the earlier public hearing item. This is the item to approve the increase in the health benefit cap and provide the one-time off-schedule payment to certificated, classified, administrative, management, and confidential. Staff recommend you approve this increase in payment.
Go ahead.
Does the effective 7/1/2024 make any difference in the language that needs to get signed?
No.
Okay.
No.
Second.
Well, I just want to make a comment.
Please.
I'm just like, thank you to the, to HBEF for all that they're doing and
EEA?
HBEA, that's what I meant, HBEA. Sorry, HBEF too, but HBEA. Because it's nice to be able to do these things, and I feel like we're really aware of that as a board, and we're trying really hard to make sure that we continue to write the shit for everyone, for their health benefits and for other things. So we are constantly thinking of you.
And, bargaining can always be contentious. So anytime you start a school year with that put to bed, and so we can just focus on kids and teaching and learning. So a big kudos to Dr. Johnson and then his negotiating team and Leah and her team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's great. Great. It's a nice relationship. So we're really thankful for that. So
We're very lucky relative to some of our neighbors in terms of
Yes.
how those relations are going, and we as a board are appreciative of that and attempt to recognize that whenever we can. So thank you very much to HBEA as well, and Dr. Johnson. So, all right, with that, I think I had a motion and a second already. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Last item of the evening, board member roundtable. Are there any topics people want to discuss?
I had one that I just wanted to, I know it's getting on the agenda and coming down from a state level, but the cell phone-free classrooms, I think is going to get on our agenda and our minds pretty quickly. And I just wanted to make sure that we had a discussion about that. Maybe we can put it on an agenda for a discussion, and then we can get public feedback. And, I'm very interested in maybe moving forward in that direction, but I'm definitely interested in learning more. So just wanted to get that on everyone's radar again. I know we talked about it once before, but.
I think that's a really good reminder. I'm also interested, specifically as you develop your 100-day plan, just to, your observations as you go through it in terms of how we have staffed and how that compares to districts that you have been in administration for. In terms of, obviously, bigger districts, you can't compare sheer numbers, but ratios, use of contractors, all of that kind of thing. Would be good to kind of have that laid out, not in any great hurry, but when you guys are ready.
Okay.
All right. No other items?
Oh, I'm walking up the stairs. I don't remember what it is either. Okay.
All right. With that, we will perhaps set a record. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
this is
been
a land speed record.
a
for
local
sure.
I
record.
mean,
We can phone a friend and ask Stephen to call.
I know. Where's Steven? He's listening. He's in our hearts and minds.
All right. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So, second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion, meetings are